For you yesterday, but coming from the back. In the family history, nobody is better at comebacks than you guys in the Elliott family. What do you have?
Well, I hope we have a fast Napa Chevy. I mean, that's all you can hope for now.
NASCAR fans, y'all ready to dive into some pedal to the metal history? Today, we're gassing up for an incredible ride through the Elliott legacy. From the humble streets of Dawsonville to the roaring victory lanes of NASCAR, this father-son duo, Bill and Chase Elliott, are straight-up racing royalty. We're talking about Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, the man who ruled the 80s with speed, style, and a whole lot of wins. And now, his son Chase is out here, proving that the apple doesn't just fall close to the tree, it's burning rubber right next to it. We've got $1 Million Bill, who tore up the 80s like no one's business, bagging trophies and making history. These guys aren't just fast on the track, they're writing history, one checkered flag at a time. This isn't just racing, it's a high-octane saga of speed, grit, and that sweet, sweet Dawsonville siren. This is more than just racing stats, y'all. It's about heart, legacy, and a family that knows how to put the hammer down. So buckle up, folks, because we're diving into how Bill blazed the trail, Chase hit the ground running, and together, they became NASCAR's ultimate family legacy. Let's rev it up and roll out. Our journey begins in the charming town of Dawsonville, Georgia, where the Elliott family's love affair with racing ignited. Bill started racing in what was known as the Winston Cup Series in 1976 and earned his first win in 1983. However, his passion for speed was undeniable, and in 1985, Bill exploded onto the NASCAR scene, clinching the Cup Series championship with a jaw-dropping 11 wins and the coveted Daytona 500.
The second position, Bill Elliott is on his way to his greatest race ever. Here they are coming back to the line, and after dominating all day, his crew out on pit road, Bill Elliott wins the 1985 Daytona 500.
The second half of the 1980s saw Elliott achieve dominance in the Winston Cup Series, earning him the nickname Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. Elliott's 11 wins in the 1985 season remain a signature accomplishment. Elliott's reputation grew that year when he received a $1 million bonus and the additional title of $1 Million Bill for winning the Daytona 500, the Winston 500, and the Southern 500.
We couldn't be more happy to present Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, Georgia, $1 million, and he earned every penny of it.
Elliott continued his success with 17 additional wins in the late 1980s, with 44 career wins by 2003 and the 1988 Winston Cup Championship. Bill Elliott is one of the most successful and popular drivers in the history of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Bill's popularity won him the National Motorsports Press Association's Most Popular Driver Award a record 16 times. Elliott was inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2015, his first year of eligibility. When he was inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2015, he credited his father, George Elliott, who owned a Ford dealership, for introducing him and his brothers to the sport.
Growing up in a small town in Dawsonville and thinking about and dreaming about and listening to the guys on the radio that carved the way, that paved the direction of where you needed to go and the things you needed to do, and it's just incredible. And for me, at a young age, I dreamed of doing this, and I knew that as time went on, my dad was so involved in racing, and he had such a love for the sport. I've always said he was such a Ford fanatic. If you cut him, he bled Ford blue. I mean, that's just the way the man was. I mean, he was just so involved. He helped so many local racers from the area. It was totally incredible. And for Ernie and myself and my brothers to come along, Ernie and Dan, and what they meant to us and the things that they did for us, I can't thank Ernie and Dan enough. Dan, really, Ernie was my mentor. I mean, Ernie was my hero as far as what he could do to a race car.
Bill Elliott's next generation star was born in 1995. Chase Elliott. The echoes of his father's triumphs served as the soundtrack to his childhood. From the time he was a baby until Bill retired, Chase was at the track for many of his father's races. He was in love with the sport from a young age, but soon started to focus on the driving details and dynamics that made a car go as fast as possible.
This era of his career was one of very few years that I was around to get to watch him race. You know, a lot of his career was prior to me being born.
Bill's advice to Chase was simple: race if you love it, and don't if you don't. Chase, a prodigy from the start, signed with Hendrick Motorsports at the age of 15, securing his place in NASCAR's elite. Chase spent 2 years in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, winning the 2014 championship, and made his full-season NASCAR Cup Series debut in 2016. He won his first race at Watkins Glen International 2 years later, and his career only skyrocketed from there. There have been many high-profile father-son relationships in many sports, but perhaps no sport has had more successful father-son legacies than NASCAR. In 2020, at Phoenix Raceway, Chase Elliott etched his name in the annals of racing history, becoming the third youngest Cup Series champion in history and the third father-son duo to claim the NASCAR Cup Series title.
The 24-year-old from Dawsonville, Georgia, is about to join his father, Dawsonville, in elite company. Chase Elliott is a NASCAR Cup Series champion.
The roar of the engines, the thunderous applause. It was a moment that transcended time. But it wasn't just a victory for Chase. It was a triumph for the entire Elliott legacy. Chase's meteoric rise continued as he conquered tracks like Watkins Glen and Bristol, proving that the Elliott name wasn't just a legacy, it was a force to be reckoned with. A proud son following in his father's tire tracks, Chase's first win held a special place, with Bill Elliott himself spotting for him. The Dawsonville pool room siren echoed, celebrating a win that bridged a 40-year age gap. But the Elliots aren't just about racing, they have a love for the skies. Bill, a seasoned pilot, passed on the aviation bug to Chase. Flying high, both on and off the track, the Elliots embody an old-school mentality that sets them apart in the modern world of racing. It's a family affair, where the roar of engines is matched only by the hum of airplane propellers. The Elliots like to keep things simple and do things in an old-school mentality. It's stretched across generations, whether it's flying or racing. While Chase embraces being an Elliott and competes in a manner similar to his dad and uncles, he is carving out his own destiny and making his own mark on NASCAR. When it comes to popularity too, Chase seems to be following in his father's footsteps. The 29-year-old won this year's National Motorsports Press Association Most Popular Driver Award for the 7th time in a row.
Really, this award has always, in my eyes, been a reflection and an extension of my family's place in the sport, and I recognize my spot, in line, and recognize what they've done, and the reason that it's special is because of the fans and how supportive they have been to my entire family and myself included and our team over the years. So grateful for that. I don't take it lightly ever. I know you said you weren't stunned, but I still take it very seriously, and grateful for what they do for us. They've been phenomenal. I look at next year as an opportunity to grow and be a better driver, be a better person, and come out hopefully strong, when we get to Daytona and start our season. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity and excited to get started. But yeah, this last year was one I'd like to forget for sure in a lot of ways. But again, that's life, and you're going to have that. So always looking forward to the next opportunity, and fortunate that I have another one.
The Elliott family has 22 Most Popular Driver Awards, between Chase with 7 and his NASCAR Hall of Fame father Bill with 16. Bill has won the award the most times in the sport's history. As we gaze into the future, we can't help but wonder, will Chase surpass his father's legendary career? Bill, ever the supportive father, believes in his son's potential for greatness. And there you have it, race fans, the enthralling saga of the Elliott family, where speed, skill, and family intertwine on the racetrack and beyond. As the engines roar and the checkered flag beckons, one thing is certain, the Elliott legacy is alive, well, and ready to conquer new horizons. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get this discussion rolling. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe for more interesting stories and updates from everything NASCAR. Do share this video with your friends. Until next time, keep the conversation going on, lucky dog on track.